this is Sims, and we're back with more Steam Prison, and we about to get, like, sent to the depths. I'm just guessing. I mean, like, come on. Like, we're going. That's what's gonna happen. I don't know how long it's gonna take us to get there, because it's, like, been 3 parts to finally get to the 2 days to when the stuff's gonna happen. I can't speak right now. Anyway. We just got thrown in a room. They basically said we murdered our parents. There ain't gonna be no trial. So I just don't think fighting and trying to argue is gonna help. So my point being, we don't need 4 hours of like, but I didn't go in there, fighting. And then we get sent down. We're probably gonna get sent down in this part. So I mean, we'll find out. So anyway, they threw us in a room and told us, don't resist. And this is why we say, I know that. I murmured the words quietly to myself as I listened to the sound of receding footsteps. They'd forced me to change into different clothes and put me in one of the holding cells. I put so many criminals in here, I know everything about this place. Even if I scream, nobody will be able to hear it. The holding cells were designed to contain criminals and suspects. These are nice-ass holding cells, okay? There's like a little picture over here with the glass. You got a couple chairs, like, I mean, there's a shelf over here with no books on it, but like, so you can nap over here. Probably not the most comfortable, but it beats an actual holding cell in a real-ass prison. From what I've seen on TV. I'm just saying. This place is pretty swanky, so. But the walls are soundproof, so they probably beat people. Anyway. Taking criminals to these cells was part of my job as a rank 1 police officer. I didn't know much about what happened to them afterwards. I never dreamed that I'd end up here myself. You about to find out. I laughed in disbelief at my misfortune. But I'm not dreaming. The cold walls, the sparse furnishings, the crime I was accused of, none of this was a dream. It would be nice if it was. My vision became blurry and my eyelids itched. My throat and my nose hurt, but not as much as my heart. Whether I'd killed them or not would be discovered eventually. But either way, my parents were dead. I was never going to change. My parents were never coming back. I knew they would die one day, but I never thought they'd be gone so soon. I wondered if I'd been a good daughter to them. All I'd ever done was worry them or give them extra work to do. I can't even ask them now. Well, I mean, they're dead, so they don't know what a disappointment you've become by becoming a criminal. Right? So awful. I told myself I had to be strong, but just look at me now. My tears refused to be held back any longer. I just want to see them one more time, just to say thank you. I kept thinking about what Finn had said. This isn't right. No, it wasn't right. My father, my mother, myself, none of us deserved this. What unknown enemy could deal out such cruelty? I mean, Sasha has a really good reason. But, like, how would he have arranged that? You know what I'm saying? And I think he's just gonna, like, revel in the fact that you're there and he can abuse you. But, so, like, up here, it's someone who hates you. I mean, like, why would it be that Ark guy? Because you ran into him once. I'm not really sure why the Saint would have our parents murdered just to keep, you know what I mean? So I don't think that. What did we do to Sir Cordoa? Like, we have magic blood, but nobody really knows about it except for, like, the doctor and the dead. There's just a lot of people that could have things to do with it, but you're like, but why? No, nothing possibly I mean, sure, whatever they give us, it'll, like, okay, makes sense, but, like, shouldn't there be clues somewhere along the way where you're like, like, why would our, husband, like, why was our marriage cut? I mean, there's a lot of questions, is all I'm saying, a lot of questions right now. What unknown enemy could deal out such cruelty? We won't know till, like, 80 parts in, probably. I didn't know. I didn't see the faintest ray of hope. Even so, I need to be strong and live. Even if I didn't know how much more I might be forced to endure, I was alive. My father and my mother were both dead, but Spacey Tistello was alive. And as long as I was alive, I could find out what had really happened. I couldn't resurrect the dead, but I could avenge this atrocity. This chaos will not swallow me. Ever. I will survive. As long as I know how to love, I know I will survive. What? Nothing. The day of the case. Wake up, Spacey Testella. Huh? He has no eyes! Get up. We're sending you to the depths. The depths? What are you talking about? I haven't confessed to anything. I'm innocent. Let me prove it. Criminals don't get to make demands. It's a crime to deny someone their rights, which is what you're doing to me right now. Shut up. Criminals have no rights. The words were echoes of ones I'd heard before, and it made my skin crawl. It's like Sir Sushin from the Hounds. He did something similar as he treated the citizens of his sanctuary district like objects. I'll never allow myself to be treated like that. It's gonna be hard to fight back. No, I don't want to go to the depths. What you want is irrelevant. This is pathetic, Testella. Try to act like your usual self. Let's go. It's interesting, going down to the depths. I didn't kill my parents. You're forced, why? What proof do you have? You don't have any. So this is interesting. The distance from the holding cells to the station wasn't very far, but it felt almost unbearably long as I was stared at from all sides. I suppose it's some comfort that Finn doesn't have to see me like this. Maybe he was amongst those watching and I just couldn't see him. Even if that was true, I was grateful that I didn't have to come face to face with him. I didn't want him to see me in such a powerless state. The funniest part, too, was like, she killed her parents, but why? Who cares? She killed her parents. She's a cop. You think she'd be able to hide it? You know what I'm saying? Nobody thinks this is suspicious. These guys are shit at their jobs. Someone should be like, for fuck's sake, seriously? She would have hidden it, and we would have been like, what happened to her parents? I don't know. They must have been kidnapped, and I got ransom money. She would have been able to, like, just do this so much better, is all I'm saying. She's a cop. Come on. A substantial group of glaring police officers awaited me at the station. I gulped. One of them told me to walk and shoved me forward. I had no choice but to follow their orders, like a puppet with no will of her own. Send me, I see, not as a police officer, but as a criminal. Not on an assignment, but as punishment. I was being sent down as a criminal. Spacey! A loud bang broke the silence as the door was thrown open. I turned. You know it's Finn. Finn! I saw my partner. He came towards me carrying a bundle of documents. Stop! Don't take Spacey away! Who are you? Finn Euclid. I'm a rank 1 officer. I'm sorry, rank 2 now. Shouldn't he have gotten promoted? Anyway. I'll supply proof of Spacey Testella's innocence. I looked through criminal procedure as fast as I could. If the suspect has no second-degree relatives, then anybody may supply proof of their innocence. Since her grandparents are deceased, I assert my right to provide proof of her innocence. You can't. Why? It says I can in these documents right here. The police officer slapped the documents out of Finn's hand. They tumbled through the air and scattered on the floor. This case follows unique rules. Ordinary laws have no effect. Unique rules? Why? What does that mean? You don't need to know. Leave now, Finn Euclid. No! I won't move until I get a reason I'm satisfied with. The laws must be observed so that people can live a peaceful life in society. Laws can't be bent and twisted at every turn. Unique rules? Who told you that? Are you planning on pushing this crime onto her without following the law? Shut up and stop wasting our time, or we'll arrest you for obstruction of justice. Try it, if you're really following the law. This isn't lawful. This is tyranny! I love Finn. Bravo, Finn. Finn is reaching for his sword. Finn, don't be hasty! If you draw your sword now, there'll be consequences later. But what about you? Do you want to be punished for a crime you didn't commit in a way that's not even legal? People are going to believe you really killed your parents. Can you really accept that with your sense of justice? I can't. Finn, of course I hate all of it, but course I didn't want to be punished for a crime I didn't commit. I wanted to prove my innocence. But if I make a scene now, Finn will wind up in a world of trouble. This wasn't his fight. Dragging my only ally into disrepute with me wouldn't solve anything. I'd never forgive myself if this hurts his future as well as mine. I have to make him see that I'll be fine, so that he'll back off. Don't worry about me. I'm strong. You know that, don't you? I'd be like, seriously, Finn, I need you to not get into trouble and end up in the depths because you can't save me down there. I need you saving me up here. Like, you need to think with a rational head, Finn. Think with a rational head, Finn. Because if you get in trouble and end up in the depths, we're both fucked. Don't ruin your future for me. I told you, I'll never confess to this crime. I have faith in myself. What everyone else says doesn't matter. It would break my heart to see you caught up in this. Okay, good. She's being smart. I'll come back. We'll meet again. So please, don't draw your sword. And when we come back, we should have been in love with you, and that's not what's gonna work. For a moment, Finn stood conflicted. Then the tension drained from him. I understand. I'll wait for your return. Thank you, Finn. I'm glad I still have a home to return to. A home to return to? Yes, you, Finn. You'll be my light in the darkness. I'll keep waiting for you. Forever, Spacey. And then we're never coming back to you because they took your route out. Man, digging that sword and just jamming that in deep and twisting it. Twisting it, shaking it around. Some poison on that blade for you. Throw some salt on that wound. Yeah, and I'll be back. Be seeing you, Finn. I boarded the lift and turned around. Finn kept looking at me until the very moment the door closed. The lift began to vibrate as soon as I sat down. I could sense the downward motion. The voice that Finn and I had heard was silent. The lift clearly treated criminals and officials differently. And I'm being sent down as a criminal. Surprised at how calm I was, I leaned back onto the seat. Yeah, because it hasn't sunk in yet. I felt just as comfortable as it had the first time. I suspected that the lift was descending at the same rate as previously as well. But this time there was only me. Finn wasn't here, and neither were the other police officers. I didn't feel alone, but... No, I do feel alone. With a heavy heart, I considered my life from that point onward. I had no intention of hiding or running. I was going to have faith in myself and try to live a just life. That said, I had been disarmed. I felt vulnerable without my sword. I told Finn I believed in myself, and I will. I'd believe in myself, and I will. When he'd shown up suddenly, it had surprised me, but I was grateful that I'd been able to see him at the end. I hope they won't give him trouble for what he did. I didn't know what was going to happen to me. Maybe in his route, he ends up in the... And you're like, Finn, you're down here too! Woohoo! And we live happily in the depths! Fucking kind of funny. I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I wanted to go back, but truthfully, I didn't know whether I would ever be able to. Finn, I want you to be strong. Seems that I've arrived. Oh god, this is the part I'd be terrified about. Well, I'm down here. Oh no. Guess who's going to be waiting for you? I sighed, uneasy at the lack of a sword at my hip. Well, I can't stay in here. Alright then. Man, I should have made pancakes before I admitted to Finn that I killed my parents. Or told him about my parents. So bright. As before, the sky in the depths was gloomy and low-hanging. Yeah, I mean, somebody set this up, obviously. I mean, we knew that. You knew someone set it up. We knew we didn't kill our parents. But then the special circumstances and there's special rules and, like, I can prove her innocence. No, you can't. There's special rules. And, like, nobody but your blood relatives can prove your innocence. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, so you have no family? And it's like... So then Finn's like, well, I can't because she has no blood. Fuck you. No, you can't. There's special circumstances. Like... Again, what kind of special circumstances? Like, I don't know. It's, like, fucking weird. I mean, it's weird. For me... Oh, but for me, having slept until not long ago, it was too bright. I looked down and blinked. Oh, God, I'm concerned. This distinctive smell, the dampness... I never thought I'd experience it again. But Father used to tell me that life is unpredictable. I definitely didn't predict this kind of life. A long dark shadow moved towards me. I looked up and saw a man wearing the uniform of the hounds. Again, even like the faceless officers have better hair than our love interest. What the fuck is that all about? I mean, not that his hair's fabulous, but it's still better than the weird-ass bowl cut split down the middle that Finn's got going on. Oh. Name. My treatment already sucks. It's not like I expected him to start with a greeting and polite small talk about the weather, but even a little civility would have been appreciated. Spacey Tis... That's enough. I don't want your last name. Why? Criminals living in the Sanctuary District have no right to last names. What? You wouldn't have been sent here if you hadn't smeared your family name. This is only appropriate. Just like, I mean, okay, but I didn't, but okay. There was no malice in his voice. These were simply the rules, and I wouldn't accomplish anything by protesting about them to him. I have to pick my battles. I can't rebel against everything. Only a child would use this chance to throw a tantrum. I told myself that it was a ridiculous rule and not an acceptance. I mean, there's a logic behind it. I can still be true to myself. I walked away from the lift, swearing to myself that someday I'd be back. Yeah, I mean, you got the schedule memorized. You get up there and you just start punching people. Just saying, I want a full uprising. I wasn't given any chance to rest during the hour-long walk it took to reach the headquarters of the Hounds. Criminals have to be registered. Sign here. I was handed a sheet of paper and a pen by a second man. It asked for some basic personal information to register me as a resident of the Sanctuary District. There was a space for my signature. Criminal control, huh? I sighed at the bureaucracy division's name in the header of the sheet. Bureaucracy division's name. Bureaucracy is a really fucking hard word. Wow. Signed and returned it. That's all. Do as you wish now. As I wish? The man nodded impassively. All the Hounds do is provide food, distribute medicine, and maintain order. They don't keep track of residence arrangements or provide any other assistance. I'd recommend you look for an empty house first. Doesn't concern us where you want to live. As long as you don't interfere with our work, we don't care what you do, even if you die in the streets. Alright. Sounds awesome. I wanted to tell him what I thought of that, but it wouldn't have helped. I don't want to deal with the Hounds anyway. I might run into... Hey, you there. You knew! No, it can't be. A shiver ran down my back. Desperately hoping that I was mistaken, I turned around. It's him. Oh my. Do I see the rank 1 police officer? I was prepared to run into him eventually, but I was hoping it would be a little later. I thought he was going to be there waiting for you gleefully. So, like, okay, so he acts like he doesn't, well, he acts like he wasn't expecting you, but wasn't he? I don't know, he might be involved in this conspiracy, but he is going to enjoy the fuck that you were here. Oh, this is going to suck, but be good, because you know what I mean? Like, come on, you need, like, a antagonist. You need someone that you can loathe, and he is perfect. Again, though, why is your hair so great compared to, like, Finn's or, like, Ina's? God, anyway. Sir Sushin! Sir Sushin took the sheet from his subordinate with a dirty grin. I see. What a pity that our noble officer has turned into a despicable criminal. He must have known. He was commander of the Hounds. He must have known I was coming. There's no other way to explain this timing. What horrible luck to be thrown into the world's worst prison, Spacey. Then again, I guess your parents had even worse luck. I don't think they expected to be murdered by their own daughter. Sir Sashin grabbed me by the hair and pulled me violently towards him. I am the law here. I'm everything. You and the others have no rights here. You're garbage. If you rebel against me, I will hunt you down and slit your throat. Remember that. You could do so much worse. I'd rather you slit my throat than some of the other things that I can imagine you doing to me, Jesus. You give me ample warning for someone who hates me so much. Hate you? Don't get conceited now, girl. Sasha let go of my hair and pushed me back. Hate, huh? No, you're just a toy. Breaking the toy right away is no fun. Oh, God. Oh, God. Are you terrified of him? Because I am terrified and I love it. He's so good. He's, like, horrible. He's so good at being horrible. Like, I'm sorry. It's just, sometimes you have evil villains and you're like, what the fuck? You suck. I don't like you. You know what I mean? They're just not. He is just so good. You're like, oh, man. I'm terrified. Like, I'm literally like, oh, I got a knot in the pit of my stomach every time we see you. Just really concerned about what you're going to do. Your body and mind will be broken. Your pride will be trampled on, along with all you hold dear. I'll make you curse the fact that you're still alive. Until then, try to be a proper toy and amuse your owner. Me. Sasha gave me a thin smile and walked away, disappearing into the building. His subordinate followed him. Men like that didn't frighten me. Are you kidding me? Because you should be fucking scared. But now I'm powerless. If I resist, he'll kill me, and that'll be the end of it. I mean, some of the other shit he might do to you might be worse. I needed to become powerful enough to fight him. No, first I need a place to sleep. I had to find shelter before nightfall. Wouldn't it be great if you could run into that boy that you helped? I have to find a place to sleep. I mean, that was why we helped him and we had to run in with Sasha. You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, so Sasha hates us. He's going to make our life hell, but we helped that boy, so then he'll help us. This is like, you could see it all coming a mile away. I mean, if we hadn't had the I'm going to murder my parents, I'm going to end up here, and we were just going about our lives and you didn't know anything about this, aside from the fact that it's called Steam Prison. Like, come on. But you knew damn well it was going to, you were like, oh, okay, I see. With just that scene alone, you knew. I have to find a place to sleep. I walked and walked, looking everywhere, but couldn't find somewhere to stay. I went over my memories of what I'd seen during the observation. Couldn't remember anything like an inn. Besides, I have no money. I couldn't pay the innkeep. Oh dear, you just have to find a place. Empty house, but I paused to rest on the edge of the road. I never dreamed I'd have to find a home down here. My parents had been killed. I'd been framed for the murder, and then I'd been exiled. And it all happened in such a short amount of time. Even now I couldn't pause to regroup and gather my thoughts. The sun is even lower now. A few hours more and the streets would be completely dark. Waiting until then would make finding somewhere to sleep even more difficult. Well then, guess I'll keep looking. I ignored my fatigue and began to walk again. I turned off the main road and went down a narrow side street, emerging into a quiet area. The smelled of dirt, blood, mud, and dust. It was an unsettling smell, as if all things contaminated had been gathered in one place. Still, I don't have any choice. I checked all the buildings along the main road and found nothing. Moving outward to the buildings further away was the logical next step. I wonder if I'll find anything. I'd resolved to accept anything that offered shelter, but to no avail. The other residents were too preoccupied with their own survival to help me with mine. I need to find something. I didn't have the luxury of lapsing into contemplation or being picky about what I was looking for. I couldn't stay clean and beautiful forever if I was going to survive. Despite my determination, no amount of searching offered a solution. As the darkness grew, so did my anxiety that I wouldn't find anything. I felt very alone. I put my hand to where I knew my pendant lay beneath my clothes. This place is so quiet. I probably shouldn't be here without a weapon. I was beginning to consider heading back to the main road. Oh, it's you! Huh? You know it's the fucking boy. Yes, it's you! I remember you! A lively little boy with a large hat ran towards me. And you are? You don't remember me? I bumped into you the other day. You saved me from the scary guy from the hounds. Oh, that was you! Do you remember now? He gave me a carefree smile. He seemed at ease, not at all like when he'd been near Sashin. I'm surprised you recognized me. Of course! You saved my life! My mother told me I should always remember when people do something for me, even if I can't do something in return. I see. Your mother sounds like a great person. The boy laughed happily. Then he gave me a questioning look. What are you doing here? You're not wearing the clothes from last time either. Oh, right. You see, I'll be living here now. I avoided saying that I was considered a criminal now. I didn't want to say it. The boy made a noise of acceptance and didn't press for further information. Felt a little better.
Where are you living? Is it close to my house? You could come by sometime.
No, I don't have a place to live yet.
I see. Oh, I know. You should come to my house.
Your house?
Yeah, I think we have enough room for another person.
I couldn't ask for that. I'll be in your debt. Are you sure that's okay? None of these matter. I keep looking at the guy. None of them matter. Okay, like, are you sure that's okay? Well, what's your mother going to say?
I just have to ask her. You mean a lot to me. I'm sure she'll love it. Want to bet?
Children shouldn't gamble, but I guess we could give it a try.
All right, this way. I'll show you.
The boy smiled and began to walk away. I didn't expect to be saved from my situation by a child, but I totally expected that to happen. She's like, I have to find a place to live. I'm like, that little boy's going to come popping up any fucking second now, and we're going to be living with him and his family. Come on. Like, if you didn't see that coming, open your fucking eyes and look the right direction, because that was coming a mile away. When I'd still been a police officer in the Heights, all of this would have been unthinkable. I looked up at the shadow that split the sky in half. At the end of it was the home that had exiled me. I'm so far from where I was. My thoughts overwhelmed by the horrific day behind me, I followed the boy's small silhouette. And the mother's gonna be like, you saved my child.
Here we are! Come in!
His mother would be a bitch if she didn't let us stay, is all I'm saying. We saved her fucking son.
Hey, Mom! I'm home!
Feeling uncertain but optimistic, I followed the boy inside. Gosh, you're so late! Who's your friend? People who are criminals are so fucking nice, is all I'm saying. I mean, the boy was born here, so he ain't no shit. But, like, she's so fucking nice for someone who was probably exiled as a criminal too, or maybe she was born here too. I don't know. The woman, presumably the boy's mother, was far younger than I had expected. She was taller than I was and had soft black hair tied into a side knot. It looked to me like she probably had a meek, gentle personality.
The woman who saved me! I told you about her, right? Her name is...
The boy looked at me in surprise, then he smiled at his mother.
I don't know her name.
That's right. It was only then that I realized we'd never introduced ourselves. I'm Spacey. I had a feeling that I wasn't supposed to give my last name to other residents either. Thought made me hesitate for a moment. In the end, I just repeated myself and gave a bow. Rylith?
I'm Rylith.
Oh. His name is Merlot! She's like, that's how he was conceived! She drank too much Merlot. Her name is Rylith. I'm Rylith. The boy is my only son, Merlot. Fucking Merlot. Jesus fucking Christ. Who names these fucking people? I was like, Rylith, okay, and then I saw Merlot, and I was like, oh, there you go. Rylith and Merlot.
It's nice to meet ya.
Merlot gave a broad smile, then walked over to a water jug. He used a ladle to scoop some out and washed his hands.
Mom, she doesn't have a place to sleep. Can we let her stay here?
She doesn't. Was she chased out? No, not chased out. I arrived today. Oh, I see. We all have our reasons. Rylith placed her head in her hand and smiled softly at me. We're eating dinner now. Wash your hands and sit down. Oh no, I couldn't bother you for dinner too. And don't say that. We have to help each other out. It's hard for a woman to live alone here in the sanctuary district. You have to take advantage of these opportunities. Oh, dear God. I just had the most horrible thought. Oh, we women have to take care of ourselves. Wait, so you don't have like a husband? Because, okay, like, I mean, obviously probably not getting actual legal married or anything, but like, everyone's like, oh, they're born here in the slums. Like, I mean, you throw a bunch of people in and it's just like, do fend for yourselves. People are going to like hook up. Like, you know damn well there's going to be babies and shit being born here. It's not like everyone's going to be like, nah, well, I mean, we're prisoners. We can't have sex. There's going to be people having sex. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So, you know, and there's going to be people that probably fall in love. Okay. I just assumed they met, they were criminal, they fell in love, and then they had a baby. But I'm just now, just like the horror just hit me like, one of the hounds is that kid's fucking dad. I'm just saying, how do we know Sasha's not his fucking dad? How do we know? You don't know. If he takes off his hat and he has glorious purple hair, I'm just like, I'm fucking out. If he would have killed his own, because he don't, the people are his toys. He just does what he wants. Oh, dear God. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. I'm just saying. Oh, Okay. Thank you, but I have nothing I can give you in return. I haven't told you anything about myself except my name. Sharing your food and home with me, isn't that reckless? Oh, so you don't need it? You're not hungry? I'm hungry. And then don't worry about it. You saved Merlot, right? He's everything to me. I can never thank you enough. I couldn't have defended him as you did. Your actions tell me that you can't be a bad person. Do they? Yes. My work gives me a good intuition for people. I know you're hesitant to accept my help, but please let me until you're established here. Rylith. I told you to wash your hands, and then I kept you from it. Rylith put her hand on my shoulder encouragingly, and we went to the stove. I have a good feeling about her. She seems so fucking nice. I looked around the house as I washed my hands. There was only one door, no other rooms. I saw 2 small beds next to the wall. Sleeping, eating, being together. It all happened in this room. When my hands were washed, I sat down beside Merlot.
Are you making a special meal with her here?
It's just a normal one. It's too sudden to prepare something special. Merlot gave a slightly disappointed laugh. Sorry, I'll see what I can do tomorrow. Please don't mind me. She placed bean soup and some boiled potatoes on the table. Merlot began to eat, and I took this to mean this was all the food there was. I'm just glad I get to eat. Although I was surprised at the simplicity, my stomach responded to it like a kingly feast. I picked up a wooden spoon and began to eat. Oh. Do you like it? It's very good. Really? Even if you're just saying it to be polite, that makes me happy. No, I mean it. It's alright. Your family is wealthy, right? I can tell from your gestures. And you wouldn't have eaten this up there. Oh, and you wouldn't have eaten this up there. I'm serious, though. It tastes great. It may be simple, but it's warm. Oh, that's me. Sorry. It may be simple, but it's warm, and it makes my heart feel full. I bowed my head, thanking her. I thought I'd never have a welcoming family meal again. I was truly happy and grateful. I'm glad Merlot approached me. I remember times when I'd eaten together with my parents and thanked my little savior. I love our makeshift family. Can we have a path with Rylith and just... It's okay, we'll take care of our adopted son. I'll adopt him as mine. No, we need a girlfriend. We literally need a friend down here. We have Finn up there. We have, like, but I'm just saying, we could just live happily here. It's fine. The next time I glanced at the window, it was dark outside. Merlot was asleep, having gone to bed right after dinner. He's already sleeping. I never had a sister or a brother. I never had the opportunity to see a sleeping child up close before. I watched him, studying the details. She's like, "Why are you staring at my son, creep?" When he eats dinner, he falls asleep almost immediately. It's incredible. Rylith laughed and began to wash the dishes. I wiped down the table, replying that sleep was when children did their growing. I hope so. He's not eating a lot. It worries me. I was about to ask Rylith a question, but yawned before I could. I'll take that as a compliment. And you should get some rest too. I'll take my bed and share with Merlot. Oh, take my bed and I'll share with Merlot. I wanted to protest, but constantly resisting all her kindness would have been impolite as well. I nodded. Thank you very much. I crawled under the blanket and closed my eyes. Rylith's bed was different to my own, stiff and hard, but I was so exhausted that I was already drifting off. Glad I found a place to sleep. Considering that I'd been ready to accept any shelter I could find, things had worked out extremely well. I wasn't able to repay Rylith yet, but I resolved to find a way to do so in the future. Oh no. I heard a soft sound and woke up. Is someone here? I squinted through half-closed eyes and saw that Merlot was still sleeping. His mother was no longer next to him, however. Rylith must have left. I wonder what she needs to do so late at night. Curious, I stood up and went outside.
Yeah, I gotta. It's totally fine. I'll have a condiment.
It's just an act she puts on, and I was like, Ryla? Rylas was standing outside the door. You can't sleep, or did I wake you up? No, I just woke up. What are you doing here? I'm praying to Saint Une. Rylas was looking up at the sky. It was dark and opaque, its texture only interrupted by the even darker shape of the pillars supporting the heights. I'm praying for Saint Une to save the souls that were thrown into the depths. Or something. I don't have much hope for it. I'm like, okay, here's the thing. In Yune's route, you think that would be great. A great way to but we're never going to get thrown into the depths in Yune's route. Because his route isn't open, but when his route opens, all of the other route, we get thrown down here. But when his route's open, we have a choice of, trying to resist, and we end up working for him instead. So we never actually probably come down here and see that. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's more important that we're here so that maybe at the end of all these routes, we do something. We either stay here living happily down in the depths. I don't know. Or we do something about it. Like, our father was a politician. We prove that we're innocent. We didn't give all these people, and we try to, help the people in the depths. You know what I mean? I don't know. I see. Thrown into the depths. You came here from the heights, too? Yes. I was punished for my terrible sins. Ryla gave a wry smile, leaning against the wall of her home. You see, I fell in love. Love? Yes, but not with the person the temple had designated for me. We were found out and both sent here. We told each other that we'd be able to survive, but one day he was gone, and I was alone. Huh. Oh, it's stupid, really. I wouldn't be here if I hadn't loved him. This is exactly what would have happened. Oh my god! Why would you... Okay, in this situation, why would you pray to Yune? I'm praying to the saint who is the reason that bullshit rules probably exist. We'd be like, those rules are bullshit, right? You're forcing people to marry. I get, super rich, but okay, we got arranged marriage, you gotta deal with it. But, the fuck was she? She's like, oh, I was just, a maid for rich people, but I was forced to marry this other guy. I couldn't fall in love with whoever I wanted to. Fuck that shit. She didn't need no arranged marriage bullshit, and you're praying to the saint that's basically probably the You know what? This whole system is flawed. That's why we go down Yune's route. We're like, the system's flawed, right? He's like, I was an idiot. My designated spouse wouldn't have left me alone in the depths. I wouldn't have been in the depths in the first place. I don't understand how I let myself get swept up like that. I guess love's just not easily controlled. Maybe. Ryla looked at me in surprise. Most of the women who end up here are punished for loving someone they're not supposed to. But not you? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. All our sins are the same now anyway. Some believe they can return once their name is cleared, but I don't think so. I've never heard of anyone being allowed to go back. But I still pray for it. I just can't quite give up. It's a bad habit. She smiled again and looked at the sky. You can't, huh? Is it hard to travel back? Hard? There's no way to. They sent us here because they don't need us anymore. How would we travel back? In the fucking elevator at the designated times. 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. The two times, and the elevator automatically goes back up, so we just wait and we just jump in it and go back up. I'm just saying, it's pretty fucking easy if you have the schedule. It's not like fucking the platform to 9 3/4 where you just have to jump through a wall and if you're not a wizard, you're gonna just ran into a. I mean, it's just you just get in an elevator and go. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I see. I wanted to return no matter what, but there was no way back. Did I have to give up? Do you think Saint Une will listen to my prayers if I simply wish to make it through another day? Yes, I'm sure he will. I followed her example and prayed to the sky. Your Grace, please listen to Ryla's prayers. I'll fight for myself. I'll be true to myself no matter what happens. Could you imagine if poor Une could actually hear people's prayers? He's like, I just want to fucking sleep. I'm fucking exhausted. Shh.
Hey, miss! Miss, the sun's up!
Merlot, like a bad hangover, waking you up. Oh, well, he doesn't have purple hair, although he's got hints of purple in his hair, is all I'm saying. Do you see the little bit? There is nothing that's going to convince me until she's like, oh, well, it's because my lover, I loved him, and then I had his baby, and then he left, and he disappeared because he's dead. I'm just saying, I'm concerned. I opened my eyes and saw Merlot looking down at me.
Good morning.
It was my first morning in the depths, and surprisingly pleasant. I looked around the room. Did I sleep too long? What time is it?
I don't know. We don't have a clock. The people on the corner do, though. You want to go check?
Oh, no clock, huh? Knowing the hour might be normal in the Heights, but not here. Knowing the hour might be normal in the Heights, but not here. I knew that wouldn't be the last time I'd assumed something seemingly trivial. Before Merlot could run out the door, I stopped him. Where's Rylith?
She's at work.
Work?
Yeah, she works at the bar making drinks and food and carrying stuff.
Ah, she's a waitress. I wonder what kind of jobs they have here in the Sanctuary District. Maybe there's something I can do. I straightened my clothes and smoothed my hair and stood up. Merlot gestured for me to sit at the table.
And this is your breakfast.
He put a small plate of bread and jerky on the table. Thank you. My stomach woke up quickly at the prospect of food, and I sat down.
And here, important medicine.
Medicine?
Yes, everyone living in the Sanctuary District takes it. Otherwise, we start feeling bad. Mom and I take it too. Here's yours, okay?
Okay, got it. I found the whole idea quite strange, but swallowed the pill with some water. Huh. Why? I can't taste anything, but for all I know, that's normal. You're not eating, Merlot?
Nah, I eat with Mom. I'll take you on a tour after breakfast.
Take me on a tour? Merlot nodded enthusiastically.
Mom told me to show you the area since you're new.
Merlot picked up his hat and jammed it firmly on his head.
All ready? Let's go!
Okay. Egged on by my little guide, I wolfed down the rest of my food.
If we go straight in this direction, we'll cut out on the main road.
So that's where this leads. I turned to look in each direction along the road. Hey, kiddo! How old are you? Oh, how are you? I thought, how old are you? Like, what? How are you?
Great!
Your friend's a cutie!
I know.
People walking past called greetings to Merlot. Are you some kind of celebrity here?
Celerity? I don't know what that means. I'm just me.
I'm just me.
Everyone here's my friend. I just try to get along with everyone.
Except for Sasha, who's probably your fucking dad. You see, I had to get along with people in order to survive. Oh, you had to get along with people in order to survive. That was even more true in the depths. But the funny thing is, for people who are quote-unquote criminals, they all seem pretty fucking nice. And the Heights, the rich, wonderful people, sent us down here and accused us of murder without a trial, without proof, without anything. And the quote-unquote criminals are nice people, is all I'm saying. I hope I can get along with them, too.
Of course you will. You're a beauty.
Just don't tell them you were a cop. A beauty?
Yeah, I think you're very pretty.
Didn't anybody tell you you're not supposed to talk to adults like that?
It's just the truth.
Merlot ran off with a broad grin. I followed him across the road. When I was still a police officer, I was sure I couldn't live here, but I'd hardly seen anybody on that visit or any signs of life. The whole place had felt like an empty facade. Looking at it now, I see that the people here lead pretty normal lives. I was going to join their numbers. You already did. It wasn't that I no longer had doubts. I was still uncertain about how well I'd fit in. But my night with Merlot and Rylith had changed a lot for me. It had shown me that there was a light even in the deepest darkness. I can adjust to any environment. The mood on the street suddenly shifted. Did something happen? Old habit made me reach for the sword I no longer carried. Heart sinking at the lack, I looked around. It was like glowy things. I can't see any of the hounds or anyone acting aggressively. So what is it? Oh god. Ah! He is my favorite. He's the first. That's El Creed. He's my favorite because look, he's got glasses and he's got good hair and he's hot, okay? Like, I'm sorry, but out of the 3 love interests we've seen... Okay, 4, because Yune. Hello? He's our glasses guy. I want to read about him. So, Elkreed is a flirtatious, eccentric businessman with an interest in everything... I can't actually read it, because I can't fit my whole, Steam thing in thing. But anyway... He's flirtatious and eccentric, so he's not our glasses asshole, but he's kind of an asshole, I guess. I don't know, but you know he's got... Look at him! Look, they got glasses on, and they're my thing, so that's what I can't... So... Anyway, a man walked past where I stood. That was all he did, and yet I couldn't help but stare, because fucking look at him! His suit's pretty hot, too. He looked completely out of place in the slum, well dressed from his coat to his boots. His demeanor was full of elegance and confidence. His movements had all the grace of a gentleman at a ball. You'd think he should have, like, the Van Helsing voice, like, but he's not the asshole, he's the flirty one, so, like, I don't even know what voice to give him, I really don't. Nothing about him meshed with the environment around him. If he's down here, is he a criminal? He doesn't look like one at all. I watched him, wondering at his identity. Our eyes met. I looked away immediately, but he had noticed me and approached with light, effortless steps. So he's not the glasses asshole, he's the glasses whore. That's a new one, because he's the flirty one, but like, oh my god, I don't know what voice to give him. I'm just gonna read for a minute. I feel like he should have like a more fabulous voice, because hello. Like, good morning, my lady. You are clearly a connoisseur of men to be so enraptured by my sight. I love this slut already. Oh, God. Please, feel free to look at me. There's no charge. The man smiled softly and resumed his strides. He didn't turn again before he disappeared into the distance. What? Who the hell? When the man had passed, chatter resumed around me. There's no charge. I'm sorry, that's the best entrance for one of our boyfriendos ever. I love him so much. Oh my god. Judging by their reactions, the other residents saw him as just as much of an irregularity as I did.
Wow, that sure surprised me. Miss, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. He was just talking to me. And talking hogwash at that, I added mentally. His clothing and behavior were completely different from everyone else here. Who is he?
Someone from outside.
Outside? Merlot nodded, pointing to the wall at the border of the sanctuary district.
He's from outside that wall.
Wall?
Yeah, from the depths.
Isn't the sanctuary district a part of the depths?
No, we call this the sanctuary district, not the depths. At least that's what Mom and everyone else does.
I see. I thought the depths referred to everywhere down here. I wonder what the world outside of those walls looked like. Was it just more of the same, or... Merlot grabbed my sleeve and pulled me onwards before I could think about it more.
You have to be careful. He's really dangerous.
Dangerous?
Yeah, they say he abducts people. A villain.
A villain abducting people?
Yeah, but the hounds never give him a smack. It's so weird.
I don't know what's happening to his voice. What a terrible man. How curious. He didn't look like that to me. So this is where we get points with him. This is the first choice that matters. And honestly, how curious is the one I would go with, and that is the right answer. What a terrible man is negative points for him. So this is how it works. So, what a terrible man is negative points for Elkreed. How curious is positive points for him. And I'm sorry, I'm rubbing my eyes. My god, they're burning. He didn't look like that to me. Has no points for anything, so I'm not really sure if maybe we choose that in other routes. Well, in Inez and Adage's route, maybe. Or we would choose that. Like, because I'm not sure why there's negative points for him. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. If we had said how curious, and then the next choice if you're in his route, I guess it makes sense, because then maybe there's bad endings. I don't know. But it seems weird that in this instance, negative points. What does it matter if we get negative points with him? You should matter about positive points so that you can go, oh, I've got 50 points with him, 10 points with him, 4 points with it. You know what I mean? Like, it seems weird that there's negative as opposed to just positive for somebody else. So I don't really know how it works. But anyway, how curious. Oh, good. That's right. We have a thing that tells you if you made the right choices. But we have a guide, so... because we got to make sure we go down the right route first, so... Abduction. How curious. Also, I'm curious about him because he is fucking amazing. If he truly abducted people, he must have had a use for them. What use would people from the Sanctuary District have to him? Labor? Slaves? I'd like to find out more about this. You look like a man in a position of power. One way or another, I should be careful. And thanks for the warning, Merlot.
You're welcome.
Hey, Merlot, did you ever go into the depths?
Nope. You have to go to the big Hounds building and tell them you want to go there. They never let someone like me do it. I don't want to go there either. It's bad.
It's a bad place?
I don't know, but everyone says so. Like, it's even more dangerous than the Sanctuary District. They say it's full of dirty people who were born in the depths.
And yet, look at El Creed in his gorgeous fucking suit.
You see, it's not a place for those from the Heights lineage. We have our pride.
I see.
I don't know what pride is, but we're special, so we're not supposed to go where the not special people are. Got it?
It's a lot coming from a kid who was born in the slums, all I'm saying. He didn't have a grasp on the concepts he was parroting, that was clear. He raised one index finger as he spoke, mimicking whatever teacher had originally explained all this to him. A bad place where dirty people live. We're special, we have our pride. It's the same thinking I had when I was living in the Heights. That had been my view of the Sanctuary District and everything else in the depths. Just like Merlot and the others now drew a line between themselves and the outside. But then you look at Elk Creek and you look how glorious... So it's like the outside is like normal. You know, they're like, he probably kidnaps people and gives them better lives outside. I mean, he's a businessman, isn't he? Is that what it said? No, anyway. I'm just so excited that we met him and he's such a whore. It's free to look. I love you. I see. That's where it starts, I suppose. Okay, got it. A long time ago, there had been a flood. The chosen ones had evacuated to the Heights, where I had come from. The people born in the depths were the descendants of those who had survived the deluge, fundamentally incompatible with us. I suppose, even exiled as they are, they still retain some pride of being from the Heights originally. It surprised me to learn that there was a social hierarchy in the depths, but the similarity to systems from home made it strangely attractive. Here we are! Merlot guided tour was non-stop all day, and we returned to his home shortly before nightfall. It's not my own home, but I'm still relieved. I closed the door and looked around. Oh, is Rylith not home yet?
Yeah, today she has to work all the way through.
I see. That sounds rough. She went out in the morning. Either the place is doing really well, or they don't have enough people. Merlot was bustling around the room. He dragged a chair over to the cupboard, trying to reach something higher up. I'll get it for you. What do you need? Merlot pointed to a small bottle. I stood on tiptoe to reach it.
Thanks, miss.
He put the bottle on the table and headed for the stove. Oh, you're making food. I'll help.
Don't worry, I'm used to it.
But...
Don't worry about it. Sit down.
Okay. He wasn't bragging. Merlot really knew what he was doing as he deftly prepared our food. See, I assumed Elk Creed was gonna need, like, the normal, like the glasses asshole kind of voice, right? You know? But no, he's gonna have the slutty whore voice. He's gonna have the Lupin voice, you know what I mean? Like, oh, seriously, I'm fabulous. You can look at me all you want. Like, he's gonna have that kind of flair to him, which is just gonna be so fucking odd, because he's the sexy glasses character, and I'm just not used to having to give him that kind of treatment. So I guess Inez can have the, like... Because he should have a more, like, serious, deep voice. Like, yeah, he's the more serious character, so I guess he gets that voice now. And then, like, Yune's got the... But Ulrich looks like he has it, so I guess Ulrich gets the fucking Irish accent. Because nobody has, like, the voice, you know, the... Like, the impy kind of treatment voice. You know what I mean? Nobody has that kind of attitude or that personality where you would give him that. So so bad fucking accent it is. Which is going to be funny because Ulrich doesn't look like it. He looks like he has a sweet little voice too, but we'll see. Actually, no. Well, wait. What did it say about him? Oh, he's the tsundere. So, you know what? Maybe that'll work. Okay. The terrible fucking accent. Oh my god. He wasn't bragging. Merlot really knew what he was doing as he deftly prepared our food. In the end, it was just bread, pickled fruit, and water, but combined together, it made for a proper meal. I always left everything to the servants. It would have taken me ages to get this done. All I could do was say thank you before we settled in to eat. I suppose I'm here with him, and he's not on his own, but... Merlot, do you often have to eat alone?
Yeah, whenever Mom has to work.
He didn't seem visibly sad or upset at that. It must have been normal for him. I see. It's incredible.
Incredible? Why?
Before I was alone down here, I always ate with my parents. I just think it's incredible that you can do this even though you're so young.
I don't know. I guess it's nice that I can do something.
Merlot smiled happily. Rylas said yesterday that his father disappeared. I wanted to ask him about his father, but it seemed a cruel question. What else could I ask? Does Rylas always work until late?
Not always, but most of the time, I suppose. It's busier at night, she says.
Merlot bit the corner off of his slice of bread and mumbled that night was when people drank.
I don't know where she works. She said alcohol is for adults, so I'm not allowed to come. So I watch the house while she's gone.
I see. That's impressive. Eating alone, I don't think I could have done it as a child. The thought of being alone never even occurred to me. It seemed likely that Merlot had been living like this since he was born. Pitying him for it would have been insulting in its own way. I had a truly blessed childhood, didn't I? I thanked my parents for everything and listened to more that Merlot had to say as we ate. But, like, when he was really little, what the fuck did she do? I mean, there was a point where he was old enough that she could go work. But, like when he was a baby, I just leave him here and hope he's fine? Like, what the fuck? After dinner, Merlot fell asleep almost immediately, as I expected he would. But I tossed and turned, unable to do the same myself. I managed it a lot faster last night. I wondered if I'd slept in too late. Maybe I was having more trouble physically adjusting than I'd realized. A breath of fresh air might help. Oh god. I crept out of bed as quietly as I could so they wouldn't wake Merlot. I don't want to walk around unarmed. Isn't there anything, just in case? I looked around. I was unsurprised, but disappointed to see that there was nothing remotely like a sword, or a knife, or anything. I mean, is this a spatula? Take that. Take the ladle! Take the ladle! Dink! Maybe the frying pan would have helped better, but the ladle's funnier. The kitchen knife. Maybe that's a little dangerous. My eyes fell on a sturdy stick near the door. I picked it up. It was almost as long as my arm and well polished. This should come in handy if I need it. I held it loosely in my left hand, ready to grab and brandish it with my right if needed. Then I set off from the house. She's holding it like a fucking sword. Like, I gotta holding it with my left hand. I'm gonna grab it with my right instead of just walking around with a stick in her right hand like a normal person. Ha! I breathed. Oh. I breathed in the night air. Unused to it, I noticed the damp and slightly rotten smell as I drew it into my lungs. I'll get used to it. I had to get used to it. I didn't want it to bother me forever. Whether I was going to go back to the heights or not, for a time I would be living in the depths. I walked quietly. I was being especially careful because I'd been told how dangerous it was, so I was trying to remain in the shadows and move slowly. The road was narrow and difficult. It was easy to get lost among the side paths, but Merlot had done a good job showing me around, and I had a rough idea where I was. The main road is over there, and the market is... Please, no more! Huh? I knew that voice. I strained my ears. Oh, okay. It was, without a doubt, Rylet's voice. I moved towards the voices from shadow to shadow. This has to be enough. Please let me go. The hell's wrong? Come on, just a little more. No, I have to go home. Ah! Shut up. Do as I say! Rylet! The man had pulled her close to himself. I have to help her. Oh my god, is she like, whoring on the side? Oh no, please, Rylith, don't. I snuck up on them. I'm treating you real well, and that's what you give me? Maybe I need to punch some Ow! I placed myself between Rylith and the man and raised my stick at him. What the hell are you doing? I should be asking you, you lowlife. Don't worry. Leave this to me. The man was carrying a sword, but he was obviously dead drunk. I was confident that if it came down to it, I would easily win. He's carrying a sword, so he's obviously not from the slums. What the hell do we call this? Whatever. The Sanctuary District. He's not from here, because they wouldn't let us have swords, so... He's either from the outside, or he a hound. I'm just saying. He's acting like a hound dog. Woo. Trying to rub all up on Rylith. I was going to call her Lilith. Wow. Next time, I'll hit you properly. If you don't want to get hurt, then leave. Fine. Whatever. Stupid killjoy. The man glared at me and Rylith before he disappeared into the darkness. When the stink of liquor finally wafted to me, I almost threw up. What an unpleasant drunk. At least he left without putting up a fight. I turned around towards Rylith. Are you okay? Yes, well... She doesn't seem all that pleased. Is something wrong? Are you hurt? No. That's not the problem. I'm glad you protected me, but he's my best customer. She doesn't actually work in a... She's a prostitute, isn't she? Customer? Yes. He often chooses me at the place where I work. It's easier to do my job when you're young and beautiful, and there aren't many that choose someone as old as me. Choose? You're not a waitress? Waitress? Oh, you were talking to him. No, I'm not a waitress. I sell myself. Yourself? Yes, for the men who don't have a wife or a partner, and they pay me. But, so the man just now... Yes, he's a regular customer. He can be violent sometimes, but he pays on time. I like him. I see. I didn't regret stopping the man from hurting her, but it may well have given her more trouble in the long run. What if this means she won't have as much money now? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have... Perhaps it would have been better to ignore it. You did that to protect me, right? I really appreciate the thought. She must have known what I was thinking. Her voice was soft and comforting. But don't do that again, okay? And don't tell Merlot about my job. Because you're not a waitress? Yes. I don't want to talk to him about such a dirty job. Maybe he suspects something, but it's too early for him to know. Nothing turned out how I wanted it. Rylith gave a sad smile, kicking a small stone on the ground. I don't know who his father is. It wasn't the man you were exiled with? No, he disappeared soon after we arrived. And there isn't much a woman can do to earn money in the Sanctuary District. I couldn't find anything except selling myself. He was born afterwards. It's so sad that he won't know who the father is. Who his father is, I should say. But he's all I have. He's the only one who stays with me. Rylith. Living alone as a woman is hard here. Even if I work from dusk till dawn, I can't buy us anything but basic food. But if I want to survive, I have to do it. I have to use what I have and eke out a living. And that's the world you live in now. That's the Sanctuary District. Rylith ran her hand over my head. Then she began to walk home. Let's go back. I have to get up early tomorrow. Okay. Rylith walked a few steps in front of me. She seemed taller and nobler to me after I heard her story. She does whatever she must to support what's important to her. I felt like I couldn't forgive myself for giving her more to worry about. I wanted to look after myself. Wanting it isn't enough to make it happen. I have to think about what I can do to live here. I touched the pendant at my neck and followed Rylith. That is so sad. Okay, well at least she wasn't raped. She's just doing what she has to do to make ends meet. So sad. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here and we will just continue and maybe we'll meet Ulrich in the next part. But we already met Elk Creed and that's the best. He's the best. He's fucking amazing. So never expected a glasses whore. Never had a character like this before. Look, they're glasses assholes, they're glasses sweethearts, but they've never been the glasses sluts. So Have they? I don't think so. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.